queens, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am going to be showing you how I got this fall look here. So if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned. Thank you guys. Hey guys, okay, let's get into this look. So I am starting with the brows. Normally I always start with the brows so that I can get that out of the way. I always like to perfect the brows before I do the rest of the face, like the shadow or the foundation even. I know some MUAs will start with the foundation first, but I like to start with the brows. So here I am using the Anastasia dip brow in the color brown, and I am also using the medium tan sand in the tape shape concealer. So using that concealer, back to the brows a little bit. Some people like to use the pencil, eyebrow pencils, and some people like to use the dip brow. I will say dip brow takes a little bit more patience than the pencil does. I typically like to use both just to kind of get the look that I'm going for, but it's either or you can do both. It doesn't really matter. So here I am applying e.l.f. tape, makeup tape on my eyes, under my eyes, so that when I am applying the eyeshadow, it does not drop out too much onto my cheek, which I'll have to clean up later. So it just helps so that you don't have to clean up as much later once you get to the foundation stage. So I am going in with a neutral shade color from the Matte Book by the Crayon case. So that will typically just kind of set the concealer that I used as a base primer for my eyelids. So that will help kind of, one, it'll help you brighten your colors on your eyelid once you. So here I am applying a transition shade, which is the color tan in the Matte Book from the Crayon case. I am applying that just as my base to go over my concealer, just kind of to set the concealer and also prepare the lid for a transition color. That helps so that the lines are not harsh once you start adding color into the application. It makes the whole process much smoother and it makes it look better. So the color that I'm going to be adding in on this, which I will list in the description below, the colors will consist of like a burnt orangey looking color, yellows, brown, orange, that kind of color. So I'll start by, I don't know the specific brush that I am using, but it is from the Crayon case. But I start with the dark orange color and I go in. You want to pat that color in on your eyelid just to kind of get the shape of your eyelid so that is your outer corner. So that's going to go into the into kind of like the brow bone, not the brow bone, but the corner. Sorry, I didn't know what I was trying to say. So it's going to go in the corner. So not like your brow bone, like on top, but kind of your brow bone, but more in the corner. So you want to do that shade there and you want to blend it in really good. And then you'll go in on top with your next color. So now I'm going to use that, the concealer again. And I'm just putting that on my hand so that when I start to cut my crease, then I'm prepared for that. But I'm going in and I am darkening that corner with a little bit of brown and a little bit more orange, just to give it a deep look. So once I get ready to cut my crease. So as you see, I'm just kind of going in on each side and making sure that I've gotten the colors the way that I want them to be. So I added just a little bit more orange and a little bit more brown to the corners because I kind of wanted like a smoky kind of look, but not like too smoky. I want it to be more smoked out with the browns and the orange and everything. So that's kind of what I did. I just went in and did that just to kind of get that shape that I'm looking for. So next, with that same concealer that I used, I'll be doing the cut crease next. Hey, this is my son. He decided to grace our presence. He decided he wanted to jump up and play with me while I was trying to do my makeup. So here's me bribing him with a makeup brush to let me finish what I am trying to do. Okay, so now here is where we are going to be cutting the crease. So that concealer that I put on my hand, you want to put it on your hand so that you can get a nice flat amount. You want to get a good amount on there, but this is where you will be cutting your crease. You want to take your time when cutting the crease because you want to get a nice look. So you want to take your time with that. A lot of times, a lot of people will do, you'll put the line in the middle of your eyelid, and then you kind of look up to the sky, and that will generally show you where your cut crease needs to be, so that when you do your shadow, you're able to see it. If you've been doing it for a while, then you don't necessarily need to do that, but just kind of as a beginner to start off, it's best to kind of put a little bit and then look up so that you can map out your eyes. So generally, if you put a nice little bit on your eyelid and then look up, then it'll make that crease for you, and then all you have to do is just kind of trace it out. Once you get the cut crease, then you just kind of set that concealer. You can set it with like a neutral color, so that when you apply your actual color that you want, then it'll stand out. A lot of times you can go ahead and put your color that you are wanting on top of the concealer, and that will, pretty much set the concealer as well. You don't want to ever leave the concealer just as it is. You always want to put an eyeshadow over top of it so that it will set your concealer. Otherwise, your concealer will be wet and it will just look a hot mess. You don't want to do that, sis. Next color that I am using is kind of like an orange color. That both came from, I used two different oranges just to kind of achieve this look. One was kind of like a shimmery orange, which was from, all products are from the Crayon case in this look specifically. So I did use mostly Crayon case products for my eyes. And then I had my own foundation, a different foundation, because the Crayon case does not carry foundation. So all the eyes, the eye look, and and everything came from the Crayon case. So again, I will link those products below in the description. And if you think they're cute, go to her website. They are pretty affordable, in my opinion. So I think you guys would like them. This is not me promoting them or anything like that. That's just me speaking on my experience with them. So it's not a promotion. I'm not getting paid to shout out the Crayon case or anything like that. It's just from my experience. So the other color that I used was kind of like a yellow color for the inner corner. I always do a lighter color on the inner corner, so that when you're looking at the eyeshadow, then you kind of have that nice gradient feel. So you do the lighter shade on the inside, and you kind of just want to pack it on there. You don't necessarily need to rub it, because you could go outside of your cut crease line. So you just want to pack it on there. I'm using a smaller eyeshadow brush to pack on the eyeshadow, whereas I use the kind of bigger brush to blend the outer sides with the oranges and everything. So again, you want to just kind of pack it on there. So I'm doing both sides of that. I just want to pack it on there until you get the look that you want. It's looking cute already, girl. So once again, just going in on the eyeshadow and touching up the inner corners just to make sure that the color is where I want it to be, and that I am getting the look that I am going for. So I just like to make sure that I got enough color on each side so that they are matching. So you want to go in and just kind of touch that up, touch up your inner corners, and make sure you're even. So here I am doing a wing look. So again, I'm using the Crayon case, Line Me Black. Eyeliner is what it is. It's a super matte eyeliner. I really like it. It stays in place and it's really easy to use. So the key to achieving a wing liner is all in the type of liner that you have. They make thin brush liners, they make thick brush liners, so it all just depends on what you yourself like. In my case, I think it just depends on the look that I'm trying to go for. But you do want to take your time because you don't want to get sloppy with your lines there. You want to make sure that everything is evened out, so do take your time. Line the other wing to my other side. And again, I do apologize. I had the mirror in front of the view of the camera, so you can't really see what I'm doing, but I do kind of zoom in or get a little close so that you can see what I actually did. Also, ladies, whenever you're doing your eyeliner, you do want to make sure that you let it dry before you do your mascara or before you touch up your eyeshadow or anything like that, just to make sure that your eyeliner does not run into your eyeshadow, because you don't want to have to start all over again. I'm sure it's too much to try to start all over again, especially if you have achieved the eyeshadow look that you have started. So here I'm just going in and kind of, you know, getting that wing to where I want it to be, making it a little sharp at the edges just to be nice. So I use a combination of primers actually, because I have acne prone skin and my skin is really oily. So you do want to prime your skin when you do your foundation, or before you do your foundation, so that it sets really good. So that is important, whether you use, you know, lotion or an oil base or, you know, something like that. I have oily skin, so I don't really like to use that, but I do like to use a matte primer so that it will kind of soak up some of the oil. As far as the foundation, I use Smashbox in tan, I believe, medium tan. I'll link that in the description below. But I got my blender, my beauty blender, and I'm just going in and patting that in. This takes time as well because you want to make sure that that foundation is melted into your skin. And you want to take your time around your eyebrows because you don't want to mess those up. So I'm just patting, blending until you get that flawless skin that you are looking for. I have acne once again, so I have to make sure that I am blending very well so that my foundation doesn't look funny. But blending is key. Blending is the key to everything. Eyeshadow, foundation, concealer, you know, everything. So I'm just going in and blending that really good. Kind of touching up the eyeshadow a little bit. I went in and was doing the foundation and was a little careless, so it got my eyeshadow just a little bit, and I want that crisp wing look with both my liner and my eyeshadow, so I just kind of touched that up a little bit. So here I am concealing, kind of highlighting under my eyes, down my nose, just to give that. Highlighting gives you more of a glow, so when the sun hits you, you kind of look awake, in my opinion. So that's what I'm doing here. I am using the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer is really good. It's nice and thick, and I like the application. It's like a little sponge application that you can just twist up and the foundation come out. Not the foundation, the concealer come out of it. I'm using that same blender, beauty blender, to blend that in. Do make sure you blend this in really, really, really good, queens, because you don't want those harsh lines from your concealer that separates on your face, because you can see the harsh lines if you do not blend very well. So it's important to blend down your cheeks and into the other spots so that you can achieve that. So now I will be going in and starting to do the contour. I am using the Notebook Contourization from the Crayon case to get kind of a little contour. So what you want to do here is kind of map out where your cheekbones are, and then you want to go upwards with that. So you don't want to do down because you want the appearance of high cheekbones. I am also using the setting powder to set my face. I am using banana powder to set my foundation. So setting your, sorry, not setting your foundation, setting my concealer in all the spots that I concealed. So you do want to set your concealer after you have done that so that you do not have any creasing or cracking under your eyes throughout the day. So you want your makeup to last. And then I'm just going back in and perfecting that contour, getting the look that I want, and just getting all my lines and stuff together. Just to make sure that you can see the contour part with a little of the setting powder. And then when you go in, you want to kind of blend that out, everything out with the overall setting powder. You always want to set your liquid foundation with a powder so that everything is set. I am also adding a little bit of blush to my cheeks. The blush that I use is coming from the Crayon Case Watch Me Blush palette. Here I'm just dusting off the setting powder just to get that flawless finish. Contouring of the nose. I don't do much contour of the nose. I haven't mastered that just yet, but I do just a little bit so it's not overly contoured. Again, I like for my makeup to be really natural looking, and my eyes to, if I'm going to do anything dramatic, then only my eyeshadow is what I want to be dramatic. But here I'm going in, like I mentioned, to set my face with my powder. This I'm just using an over-the-counter drugstore in L'Oreal, the shade Tan, to set my face. Blending that concealer out just a little bit more, just to make sure there's no lines. So going in and setting that. As you can see, I am using the matte book again to put a little bit of color under my eyes. I'm going back in with that orange shade that I used on the eyelid itself, just to give that pop of color. So I mixed that, and then also a darker brown, just to kind of give some nice color to that. And then the Watch Me Blush palette. As you can see, I am using that. Going in and just deepening up that just a little bit. Adding a little blush just to bring some color back into your face. So once you conceal and basically highlight and contour, you want to bring a little bit of color back into your face. So that's the point of contouring. You don't want to look dead in the face, so you want to bring color back into your face, because once you start concealing and everything, then you're kind of washing out your face with all the highlight and everything. So that's why you contour, to kind of bring that a little bit of color back into your face. Here I am tightlining my waterline with the Tarte nude color, just to give a more wide open eye look. So I didn't want to use black for this, so the nude color was the next best thing. So normally I would do my lashes before I do my foundation, but in this case I'm pretty sure I was thrown off, so I did my lashes afterwards. So you can do either or, whatever floats your boat. You can do it before or after. So I used the duo glue to add lashes. It seems to hold a little bit better and longer. So whenever you apply the duo glue, you do want to let it sit for like 10 to 15 seconds or so, so that it dries and becomes tacky. You do not want to apply your lashes when the glue is still wet, or else they're just going to move around everywhere and mess up your eyeshadow. So you do want to wait and let them sit for 10 to 15 seconds. Do something else, finish your face off, finish setting your face, dance, sing, whatever you want to do, girl. Let your glue dry, okay? So I set my face. I went ahead and set my face since I had already done my foundation and everything. But typically I would put my mascara on and then let that dry a little bit, have my glue on my lashes, and let that dry, and then apply my lashes, and then do my foundation and everything else. But in this case, I did it a little bit backwards. So now I am applying my mascara and waiting for my lashes to dry, and then I will be applying the lashes. You can use tweezers, or you can use your fingers. They also have actual lashes tweezers that works really well, so use whatever you're most comfortable with. I like to go between the three, using my regular tweezers, the lash tweezers, and sometimes my fingers, just to make sure that the lash is in a position that is very comfortable. You don't want to go through the whole day, girl, with your lashes seeming like they're about to fall off or poking you in the eye. So you want them to look, natural, and you want them to be really close to your lash line so that they blend well with your natural eyelashes. So the goal is to, get them in place and just kind of adjust. So I apply the middle first. So I stick the middle to my lash first, and then I adjust the outer corner and then the inner corner. And that seems to work very well for me. So now I'm just going back in again and, bringing all of that together, making it look like, one flawless application so that everything blends well. And then I'm going in with my highlight, which is also from the Crayon case, the Honor Roll highlighter. This highlight is bomb. Like, your girl be glowing when I put this on. And again, whatever floats your boat, girl. Use how much highlighter you want. A little bit goes a long way with this, so I don't have to use very much because it is very pigmented. So, I'm not gonna say you don't want to overdo it, but again, whatever floats your boat. I want it to be nice and glowy, the glow, baby. So when I walk outside, I'm just beaming. I'm just like blinding folks. So I put a little bit extra on. Now I am lining my lips. The liner that I am using is kind of like a reddish burgundy, kind of brownish like liner, if you would say. I like to line my lips just to give, the lips a nice application. It also helps so that your lipstick does not bleed outside of your lines. So I'm just going in with the nude shade as well, just to give a nice gradient look to it. Once again, I like that look. I'm more of a neutral kind of person when it comes to lipsticks, but for this look specifically, because my eyes kind of have quite a bit of color in it, I just wanted to bring that look together with a nude lip, since I have kind of the fall look going together. So you have your browns, your oranges, your beiges, and everything like that. So I just wanted to bring that look together with a nude lip. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is your look. So for a final touch up, I just go in and basically just kind of put more highlight in places that I want. I hope you guys like it. If you do like this video, please like it and also subscribe. Comment below if you have any suggestions, if you are an experienced MUA already. If you have any suggestions for your girl, comment, let me know, send me a message. You guys can also follow me on my other social media. Instagram is PrettyeyesLee _ makeup artistry. My Facebook page is PrettyeyesLee. You can find me there as well. I'll post there as well as here. So yeah. So once again, I appreciate you all for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I can't say that enough. I do appreciate you. Thanks, my loves. Bye.